Hi everyone, this is Steven, and it's quite the journey in 2025. So this is one of those like same thing I normally does every year on December to tell you what's been happening, like how I did so far, and what comes next for next year, such. But what's to say about in 2025 is I would say it's still same normally, but on the other side of it, but it's still like it's fairly very happy things to have in mind. Even though it may be short bits of it, but there's a lot to talk about. Even the sound is not like it's sad to see them go or something. So yeah. So I'm not sure how much I can remember this much exactly, but I did have some like put a list of revolution things, or like a resolution you call it. That's what I want to do in my life in general, including involving the channel as well. Sadly, but I did have some, like, I did get checked up correctly, I think, but I still very didn't get able to complete this one or something. No, I didn't even work on that. And here's the reason why. Because back then, I'm very lack of my own energy and lack of motivation for myself. And you also probably notice that like my videos I've been uploading, it's so very slow at that point. So um, the reason for that because you know how it is. I still have some full time job that I have to work at 4 in the morning and then have to be finished at 12 p.m. But sadly, well, the thing is that when I finish working, sometimes I feel like all my energy is like feel like left out a little bit. Even I wanted to keep myself like keep me awake. Like sometimes I drink coffee, or if some like trying to drink some energy drink. So that's one of those things like I have a hard time going to many things in my life exactly. And even then, if I have enough energy to try and make videos, but I can't do like at the same time to try and do recordings, do editing, and upload it in one day. So as such, I decided to like only record in one video, then just take a little bit relax for a little bit. But it depends on how long the recording lasts. Sometimes it's up to like an hour and a half. It's like I normally do this all the time to make longer videos, but sometimes you just want to make something like you finish this in one go or something, whatever you can think of. So yeah, and that's the one point. Like I'll say if I later to do it next time, to then do editing videos. Then sometimes I do recording again. Then after recording, I'll do uploading before at nighttime happens. So that's what really I'm lacking of exactly. Sometimes I wasn't very focused. Sometimes I'm still very tired, and sometimes I always get stressed a lot. But you know how like, I feel like sometimes it's just really hard to get through this. Like how much, if I have more time to do something after work, but I'm trying to risk everything I can, but I can't even do anything about what I want to do for my life exactly. Like maybe go outside and maybe relax a bit, touch grass. That's what normally does. And sometimes you just want to just do some like shopping, when you want to call it, or like do just like a weird meet and greet thing or something like that. So, I'm sorry. Um, I don't know why it just feels like I'm very low energy and I have nothing in my brain that I wouldn't able to like very focus much exactly. So that's one thing that I have a trouble lacking myself. Like for the whole year that I tried to do, it's always the same thing and always. And even especially like ever since I finally got a job, I mean that's one thing for sure. I'm doing this to survive for myself. And that's one hard part I have to deal with. Like, since I've been very focused at work a lot of times, like, I want to get the job done correctly. That's just as how it normally does. But I know some people who don't have any kind of jobs to get, whether part time or full time, that you can't make money of it. Something like if you don't pay for your groceries or you didn't pay for the bills. So that's one problem if you have a deal with you deal by yourself. So that's how I've been dealing with. I still got nothing to progress that I couldn't even make friends around here. Like, not in here, or not out there, or whatever you call it. Even I still have some friends online. I can still hang out all the time. So, but sometimes we are very like hard to communicate or how to try to be socialized. We just mainly just focus. I think like we sometimes play games together that we just mainly just like do something um like very focused, or sometimes to try and get things done, whatever you can think of. Sometimes we don't talk out and like, how's your day going? Or how you feeling alright? Or what happened? What get you down or something like that. Sometimes it just when we're not playing games, we just chat for a bit. Like just how it normally goes. And sometimes it's not really hard to understand much. And it's hard for me to like let them to understand me as much. I try so hard to go into hard times in my life. So I I'm not being a bad person. I am not. But that's still troubling that I have a hard time communicating with them or how to speak correctly. That's more likely how trying being like normal people does. But to me, I'm not. It's not really easy for me how this goes exactly. But all in all, this is one of the hardest times to deal with in 2025. But at the very least, I still survive. Sometimes I have a trying to push forward, and sometimes I have a hard time like um having this weird negative feelings, which I can't tell you what it is or what I cannot say it, which that's really a bad thing to say. But at the very least, like for the past 2 years since I moved here, that because I had to go to college, well, they want me to go to college, and so I just no choice to do it. Then at that point, I finally able to finish, um, unexpectedly, and I've got graduated. That's one thing for sure I didn't have exactly how it goes, but so yeah, I did finish college. So all I've been doing here right now, it just only focus and work, and sometimes I make videos on YouTube as well. But I very hard time lacking is I didn't make any projects or I can do the other list I've been trying to do. Like I want to learn more about Blender. Like I want to try and make like more the 3D model things, like whatever I can think of. Like whether it's like characters or props, objects, maybe buildings. Maybe that's one thing I want to try that for as well. But it sometimes like I know I use source filmmakers for a very long time since I started the channel and all this. I use that to make thumbnails. I use those to trying to find any some particular things what I can find and then place it down here. That's how normally how it goes. So that's one thing I have a hard time to get through all this. Sometimes it's just really like hard to make movements and that and everything. So but making a 3D model, that'll be like hardest part of all. Like you do with some shaping up the model. Sometimes you just cut some parts of it. Sometimes you have to make mirror to try to make like exactly how it goes. And sometimes it just have to like to doing the colorings. Something like that. Like, what's the colors that you would put up with something? Sometimes you want to make separate colors for each of the parts. But still, there's some like trying to like mold it. I think that they call it. You want to like trying to smooth out or make it flat the models. So that's one of those things. So I'm not sure when I want to get back into do trying to learn the blenders or something eventually. But I want to try to make a blender to make myself as a character. I think like I know I used one of those like two of them. If you ever seen this image before, but I used those a like very long time. Even I still have it in banners, and that's one of those like oldest things I cannot help to think of. So I was thinking, why not make my own like a different kind of models, like try and be like an anime boy characters, and then I'm not gonna say it's like make it like a furry character or something like that. If it's not even like a thing, but these are one of those two characters, or two of them like made myself as I am. I mean, I'm very old with all this, but looking back into it, I feel like I can't really help myself like how I feel. This is like one of those craziest things I have been dealing with. And not only that, the whole subscriber things, like it's even though it's still very low of it, that I think I made about like we're almost reached to 600. I can't even remember the last time I checked, or maybe the 500. But it's like one of those weirdest subscriber milestones I've been having. But still, it's still very low from everything because I'm in hard time like what do people want to watch, or what is it the most favorite of things they like the most? Some they're like based on video games, like they like the most. They like some other animations or any animation they like those so much. They like music. They like to listen to music. They want to like something very original, like when anyone became a musician or some kind of doing cover or something like that. So at the very least, I still have a hard time lacking all of this. So that's one thing I still need to get back into the actions, and maybe I need to try to get myself in correct way of my time for my energies, and maybe I try and get back into it. So I think enough rambling about myself, but I want to talk about my channels, about how I changed this year. Funny enough, it's so hard to remember that I barely made through all of this. Some is like very like not even halfway done or something. But some I've been dealing with like new stuff's been going on like really fast and expected. Like when like I said always before, like if there's new game comes up, I'm go straight to it immediately. That's just not normally how it goes. And even then, there's like a lot of things I have in mind as well. And also, I think also this is my first time doing the a gacha gameplay series in this channel. I'm not sure it's affecting me more than anything, but that's one thing. On the other hand, like I did two of them, two of the gacha games I know of, which happens like the first like it got released. It's called Tribe 9, which you probably heard about this. Which sadly to say, it was gone for last month, which I'm no longer playing it, but I still always remember it because it was made by the same person who, well, made the story, but they made it from the Danganronpa series, so that's one me for sure why. I just feel like I actually want to try it, since they're all almost like similar person made Danganronpa series. And, oh yeah, and also include the 100 Line Defense Academy, when Take That first starts full version release as well. And I'm almost nearly done. So I'm not sure how far I can reach to it, but that's one of the things that I really like the most of it, even if people love so much. And also, Persona 5 The Phantom X that finally got a release as well. And not even around the time for like when I'm trying to make another one is I haven't played is Persona 5 Tactica, which is one of the strategy games, which I still had to get back into it later on as well because I tried to catch up in the Persona 5 Phantom X because I wasn't even very much trying to get through all of this, but sometimes the Persona 5 Phantom X, that if something very new stuff comes up, that's why I had to make videos at the point. Even if like every 2 weeks, and a new stuff, new event happens, and then for the main story part, maybe take like a month or two. So I ain't particularly sure. But things like that, I still always like that so much. Even though people hate it, but I still like it. I don't really care about why people hated that game so much or something like that, but all in all, I still like it. Even like, well, like 4 years, it's like started in China, they start to introduce, which I never heard of as well. So that's one thing I know some reason for sure. But I'm finally able to play it. But all in all, it just still like very quite energy. I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, the new Sonic game as well. Sonic Racing Crossworlds, which that's still like the most of it. Even this is my first time in the racing game. Like I used to, but now it just feels like I haven't do any racing game for myself. But all in all, but they got a lot of things about like DLCs and a lot of new characters coming in there eventually. Probably some of those is like Sega characters. Which, in terms, I do it in the live streams whenever the news stuff happens. I do it all the time. So that's I still kind of like it the most. It's really impressive. But it might be more comes up for next year. I look forward to it. And I finally, of all days, is Sonic Rumbles that I've been waiting for ever since it first introduced Sonic Rumbles finally happening. But they say they were going to release around like a May, but then they got the delay that fast. And then they decided to shove it up and like, we got the new skin for you or new character you got to see, but we never get a chance to play it. But the one thing for sure is if you're a creative program, and I'm none of it. But some might have some requirement, but I don't have that kind. But I've been keeping waiting for month and month and month after another, and then they finally release it. And that's one thing for sure. Like I've been waiting for this to try out. That's one of those things I can't help it. That it really is something. And not only that, I also do the live stream as well, like play with my friends as well for fun for occasions. So, but at the very least, at least I get some kind of like some of those crazy moments or happy moments or some very like very unexpected things and out of nowhere, like that kind of moment that you could think of. But I still really loved it. I'd love to try and do that again eventually as well, and hopefully not gonna lose myself and everything. So, yeah. And also about FNAF as well. It's been a while since I had to do with FNAF, but it finally got released as Secret of Mimic. I think it's around like May or June. But at least I get to play it. But I'm no longer doing on PS4 thing anymore. I'm decided to play on PC. So maybe that's the best for occasion occurs. Like, since it wasn't like first introduced release in PS4 showcase things, but it would have been best if it like have some kind of secret and mimic for that as well. Which, in terms that I didn't even finish it yet, but I will get back into it later on if possible. That I might try to do finish it before end of this year, because there was like another endings as well, but I've been trying to get through all of this. Sometimes it's like it distracts me, or there's something happens, I had to stop. But I was very like wasn't even paying attention for other things. I hadn't even trying to finish anything. So, but I still kept it. Like I hope I never like delete it or anything, or accident delete it. Like never happen again. And yeah. Also, there are like few other games like they really get back into it, like something like that. Like there's Mandy, and then Mr. Hops, and also might be Kindergarten 3. I'm not sure it got released this year as well, which it really takes me back in all of this. Like it's been a long time, like quite unexpected things. That's crazy. I cannot even lie for sure. And then sometimes in new games like see things like what the heck is going on? I just feel like I want to try it, and then that's how this feels. So yeah, that's what I got a lot of things going on here. Like I still like some like the game that's made from the Danganronpa series, and then some Persona games. But people would still like definitely curious if they have Persona 6. I doubt it, but we'll just like leave that as just a dream. You claim they're playing some Sonic games as well, and I never ever chance to try to finish the other game as well for the other license as well with like one time. But maybe I get back into it. Maybe next year if I try and get back to the live stream eventually. But I'll get to that later on. So anyway, so that's all I have in mind for playing the game as well. And there are also some other Red Dead games as well. I can actually how you like listing all those and everything if I want to look them up. But just so many things, like it really takes me back. So, yep, that's how it is. Now, as for something, my projects I want to talk about that I never get a chance to try to finish it. but I was very, I don't know, very unmotivated to say the least. Sometimes it's just like, I feel tired. Like whenever I try and get on the computer and start to work on the project, I still like feel tired for like, believe it's like 30 minutes or an hour or so, or maybe like a 20 minutes, because it's already something. I didn't know what really caused my brain to do something very weird or something. Like what's gotten into me or something. I wasn't very focused much, or I didn't get enough sleep for a moment. Well, I have a problem about the sleep is it woke me up very early, even sometimes on the weekend. That I'm having a hard time going through all of this, so it's not really easy. But I did show you those little bit of teaser around here. I don't know, not sure when that happens. Probably around like a July or something. That I show you all like a little bit of a work in progress things of how much I've been working on that. And if you want to know what it is, well, the thing is about that, the what purpose of my project is. You ever heard of Sonic Forces Overclock? That it was released around like last 2 years or so, as of right now happens. It was released almost around like this month as well, probably around like December 26th. So this is one of the craziest moments as like unexpected happens. Like now I need to try to make this make my own character Sword the Hedgehog that I made the fan made voiceover series that I made back then since I started moving here. And at the very least, I still all the lot of works I've been dealing with is just really worth it. I still don't care about the views or subscribers and everything. Even then, like people never bother to like watch it this kind exactly. But I know people love Sonic so much, and I really do. I really like it so much. It feels like I want to build my own story, and maybe to go along with it. But the problem about that is I very lack of the story making myself. Sometimes I just redo lines and try and think of the narrative way to thinking. But sometimes I feel like I want to like rework the wrong things. So that's one thing that I'm trying to figure out the ways exactly about that. So yeah, but this is one of those things I've been working on. Is I'm working like recreation of some of the scenes of the Seventh Force Overclock cutscenes. Like they were all like all drawn, which that the artists are they're very impressive. And I was trying to recreate it on the 3D style perspectives, but the problem with that is just some have like no source and have in my mind, or it's just trying to find a way it's better seen or something. But I'm still trying to working on it as far as I can. So this is one of those things I've been trying to do. This project I've been trying to work on, but I want to get back into it eventually, and so I want to have to try to get back into story as well, and trying to get back to roots. I think so. I'm not sure when I will do that. Maybe if I like next year, the around January, I'll try and continue on to the project, which I'll tell you on later on about the schedule things. So next, I think it's time to tell you all about. I have a second channel as well, and I'm pretty sure no one of your bots do. So know this what they call. But I'm gonna tell you right now is I made a second channel called Rayful Squirrel, and I'm part of it. So I made that channel for myself. And if you want to know what it is, it's a Sonic YouTuber. It's kind of like a thing. Like I'm trying to do a voiceover any of those sorts of characters and do some kind of like a let's play series. So that's one thing for sure. I see many people do all of this, doing like a Sonic characters voiceovers, to playing games and such. I see many people did that, and it just made me very felt interest, and the story sometimes it got into me. This is what it feels like when something I feel like got really interesting. I feel like I want more. So then, why not? I can make my own channel, like some of the characters that no one even have tried. So that's what leads to Rayful Squirrel that I'm voicing as Ray the Flying Squirrel. So that's weird enough it is because they have no voice or anything. So I just made my own. Even some characters doesn't have any kind of a voice or something like that, even they're not part of the game or something. But the only appearance from Ray and Mighty only in Sonic Media. But that's the only thing that shows. But there are some that have some kind of like an Easter egg as well, or a cameo. Like I saw them from the Sonic Generations. I saw them from one of the live streams I did back then. That I saw some kind of like a wanted poster, not their own period. But that's what I want to make some of the characters deserve more attentions. And I even make my own my own demo reel. Like I trying to like voicing over it, and I just had a hard time to go through all of this. Like how I sound, how do I like the sound for each of the characters based on tones, personalities, and such. But I came up with it, so that's how it is. And even I do all other Sonic characters as well, like voicing other things as well, showing you what the thumbnail look like. So that's how it looks like. So I'm not sure when I get back to it, but it's been like a year. I didn't even get a chance to do something for try and get back into it. I have a feeling since I'm very lack of trying to get back into it. But I've been having a plan in my mind of going through all of this, but it might be best if I try to like try and do like a PNG tuber. Like you just have put pictures right there next to it, and then sometimes when you speak, it just go up like that. That's sort of thing that I've seen maybe people that done that as well, but I'm not sure any particular program they have exactly for PNG tubers they use exactly, but I'm trying to look at for it if possible, so I can able to like instead of like trying to hover over like that, then maybe best if like do some kind of like a clip things over and over thing. So yeah, that's just more likely how this goes. Um, I'm not sure when I get back into it, but I also did I did make something on around April that it's not an April Fool's thing kind of thing, which like I said is like no April Fool's thing and such, that I made a video of it of the old times I used to have, like when I first started playing the Murder Sonic the Hedgehog around like 2 years ago. Like dang, like time went past as if it feels like very old, doesn't it? Now I feel like there was one particular character that deserved more, so that just why not just give something when I want? But I want to do something for each characters if I'm voicing as, like based on what kind of games they like most. Like, for instance, for Ray, he liked to play some Sonic games as well. But whatever happens, if I make some kind of twist, that he might try and play some like the most popular games or play horror games. There might be other games as well, some kind of like a simulator or some kind of like a mystery solving games or something like that. But that's more likely just based on game genres. And that's what I want to do for each character. I want to have a try to play as. And when that happens, I don't know. I'm not gonna tell you like when this begins exactly, and this is gonna be weird things that go through all of this. So anyway, so that's all for that. With that, if you want to check out my second channels, I'm gonna put a link in the description of the text, so you can click on it, so you can check out the channel. I know I don't make much exactly, but it's best worth trying. If to get something new or something. So that's all this. So now into next one that I really want to talk about, that the happy things I have, that I'm finally able to do something that I tried from the list I did told you beforehand, that I want to go to the convention center. And I went to two in this year. The first part that I went is called GalaxyCon. It was here in Oklahoma City. And the reason I didn't tell them about that because they made a coin of it and I messed up. I just deleted it, and so that's bad idea to do that. So anyway, yes, I went to the Galaxy Cons in Oklahoma City where I live, because I want to curiously want to check them out. And even some few particular voice actors out there will be there eventually. So of course I want to go. And by the time it happens, I'm finally able to get to meet all the voice actors I get to meet for very how inspiring how it goes and how they changed me of who I am. I get to meet with some people I know of as Caleb Golf, and then I think also Max Millington. It's really hard to last name. Robbie Damon, and also lastly Roger Craig Smith. It's like these are all the ones I get able to meet with for so much that it made my days happier. Even I just also check out some other vendor as well to get some of those crazy merch, and then I'll also check out this game area thing, like you play video games around here. They even have some also like old time arcade games as well. Even there were some that came from Japan. Like how the hell they even bought that? This is like one of those things I have in mind, and I remember that I used one of those like arcade games in Japan for a long time since I was little. But it takes me back. It takes me back all the good times I have in mind. But at the very least, at least I can enjoy and have fun with it, and able to meet some of the voice actors as well. But I hope I want to do that again next year as well. If there's any particular I have in mind, maybe I'll get to go there as well. So that's the craziest thing to have. But the second one is what's it called? Sonic Expo Dallas. Where this is my first time taking a trip to Dallas by myself. And believe me, I'm pretty sure you heard of my story during one of the live streams I had that told you what happened beforehand. That I made a crazy experience in my life. Trust me, this is one of the crazy I have to deal with. But I get to really meet some of the voice actors, like some I know, which I have a hard time they do all the things. Like there was like the currently Shadow the Hedgehog VAs, Kurt Thornton. I get to meet with him, and it made us also a little bit clip for my best friend for trying to give him something, get motivated, something like that. If you hadn't seen it, I'll probably put it on YouTube Shorts as well to get to meet with him or something like that. So, and also I meet with the other one as well. There's like some of the Sonic Prime characters, VAs as well, that I get to meet with, which I watched it on Netflix. I watched the whole seasons, so you don't have to tell me if I watched it or not. So I know you did. And they'll also check out some other like old VAs from other ad characters as well from the other games as well. Since I didn't really much know them as well, I know people love them so much that they like some like the old VAs for so much, and I'll go through on this. So I don't do like know all the kinds of Sonics as well. I just like daily interest. That's all it is. And of course, I get to meet some content creators as well, and from YouTube as well. Some like I saw someone unexpected, and there's some like there was like one in the booth as well, and it's kind of very embarrassing talking to them. But at the very least, I finally able to meet with them in person. That it really happy things I have in mind exactly. And even at the end part, that I actually get that during the closing ceremonies, like they told you beforehand, that they were just auction things and they're trying to hand out all the standee parts to everyone who wants to take home with. And oh boy, this is one of the crazy things I have in the mind exactly. It's just right at like it starts a conflict as Sonic standing parts. That at this moment, when going twice things, I decided to stand up and then raise my hand, and I started to shouting 500, and everyone were all shocked. Came out of nowhere. They did not even see that coming. They didn't even know who I am. I'm just like a random people. So I just feels like a cast in the shadow, or I'm invisible, like Espio. That's one of the things I have in mind, but I finally able to got it. If you want to know what it looks like, so I'll show you right now. See this? This is what a Sandy looks like. And you can see through this, but yeah, this is exactly how this looks like. But at the very least, also futuristic, what you call it. But yeah, I got home with this, And so get the story in here. I'm surprised everyone was shocked to see like this how this goes. So yeah, that's all the experience I've been having to do. My first time going into Dallas by myself, and go check out the Sonic Expo in Dallas as well. I really look forward to trying to go back next year as well. Hopefully to meet them again. And also, I'm able to try to meet some of the content creators as well. That I can't tell you the list of names exactly, but it's sometimes like people don't know it. But I ain't gonna tell you what it is exactly, or if you even don't know who it is. But maybe something happens. But yeah, so that's all it is. I have a good big times I have to do, um, like to get do new experience I have to do, and I'm not sure how much further it goes exactly because I have so many lists I have to do. Um, I need to get back as well, but I still need doing this like normal gameplays as usual, something like that. But onto the schedule that I had in mind to tell you all is there's gonna be some changes. I know sometimes I did say like on the weekdays I do recordings and trying to make upload videos every day and such, and then for the weekend I'll just take it a break as well because I want to do on working on a project for that, and I did say do optional whether it's to be on the Saturday or Sunday if possible, doing a live stream as well. But depends on what live stream I'm having, whether something very new stuff happens, or I want to make like fast as possible, or do something for fun. That's all I can think about. So, for now, for a new schedule for comes out when next year happens, is instead for 5 videos for a week. Instead, I'm going to make 4 videos because the way how it goes exactly, I did told you beforehand that I start recording, but I'm not going to make it editing and do uploading as fast as possible because I may be very tired of it and I will not have energy I have left with me, so I just want to like start hold back, do it for the next day. After the next day happens, I'll do the editings, and then sometimes like I'll do make another recording if possible, and then do uploading as well and finish it before nighttime happens. Then do like a rinse and repeat and so forth. And at the point for the Friday, this is where like I'll upload this one and not making videos for now on and trying to focus on the project things. That's all I can think of. As for Saturday, Sunday things, the same thing like before is no videos and do like trying to work on a project as far as like I can. And sometimes I do something like take a relax for a bit, or I need to do get some stuff for requirement as well that I need as well. The very important things. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but it's just really complicated. And also depends on like what live stream I want to do eventually. Like I want to, unless it's a new house events, I'll just go do it right now or something like that. So depending on that, it's still an optional for a live stream. And I still need to get back to the other games I can't even be able to finish as momentarily as possible if I can. Who knows? It's just one of those things I've had a hard time to get through all of this. And also, I need to get like a new hardware as well. Um, which is they do like I still have the controllers with me, but sometimes they get finicky light. And I want to get back into the VR gameplay thing. Like it's been a long time since I do any VR things. But the thing is that there are some other games that like are part of VR requirements, but now you can do flat things. And I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but I want to get back into the VR gameplay momentarily, eventually, unless if any kind of like a hardware VR headset that's really possible to try. Um, not sure when I want to tell you this, but I did get a headset that I got everything ready. Sometimes I have a hard time adjusting it, but it didn't work out well. If you want to know what it looks like, and I'm going to show you right now. And this, everyone, is the MetaQuest 2. It's so very old, and I can't even bother to use this. Since now I have a MetaQuest 3 at the moment, not very powerful enough, and there's no point in using it. So it might be best find some other like headset things might be made usable for only evolve any Steam games that it can allow me to do. But I really like something to do like movement requirement, like I move whatever I wanted, like no cables or no certain requirements. You need to like hook something out of it, like from the corner of it, so you can like look at the camera or look at like the whole room, so trying to set up the whole thing as well. That's the kind of thing I want to try to do as well. That I want like a free wireless of headset, like try to move around. I can do what I want. Sometimes it's just really hard to try to get through like do recordings like such, but I'm not sure because I have no space around here. So that's how it is. And also that I'm still trying to get into the being as a voice actor, but the setup is all almost nearly done. But the problem about that is the setup it didn't work out well. So I still need some other uh things that I need to do as well. But if I once I'm done with it, I will try to work on some other voiceovers. I'm even trying to do is the FNAF impression that I am trying to do as well. But I was saying consider this part as like a finale for this, but not sure when I get to it later on, or I want to try to make like a new script. Like sometimes I write down based on what's in my head, but now I decided to try to like find a line was based from the video game. So that's all I can tell you. But all in all, that's all it is what's planned for 2026. And it's quite the journey, I'm not gonna lie. And I would thank to my friend as well to help me going through all of this hard times in my life. At the very least, I get to joy and have fun with my friends as well. But I'm not sure how far it goes. And I know we all have a hard time as well. Some is not really easy. Some, like, you might be lost something you lost someone you care about, or there's some person do you like most were gone. And I get that. I get how people feel. And I get how frustrated it really means so much for everyone. But I get that so much. But it's best to move forward, right? Like, there's still a future ahead of it. We still got a lot of things to do. So I'm not sure how far it goes. Maybe I'll just keep going until happens. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed all of this. There's all this weird shenanigans that had to deal with, lots of things in my channels, and then what comes next for 2026 as well. So I really hope you enjoy this. There's gonna be a lot of changes as well. I'm not sure when. Well, maybe coming like next year as well. So as it uploads, then I'm gonna have to like a week break for on Christmas for that as well, and then I will try to get back into it, doing like normally usually does, and hopefully that things will can make something easier, and hopefully they can work things out eventually. So anyway, guys, if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you want to see more in this channel so much, you go and subscribe. So till then, see you guys next time. Laters! And also, Merry Christmas to everyone and Happy New Year to you all. I hope you have a joyful holiday. Bye!